Coming in from Partizan is the often sought after Andrei Zivkovic, already looking like a very solid player. He's got nowhere to go but up. Finds Zivkovic. Zivkovic makes it 2. It's his second on the day.
Andrei Zivkovic getting the Young Player of the Year award. Andrei Zivkovic, of course, Player of the Year, and without a doubt, obviously, the best out of the bunch. Through Nisi, through to Zivkovic, takes a shot in Zivkovic! There you go! That's why he is our star player. It's going to be a sad, sad day once Zivkovic leaves the club because he can make shots like that. He has the vision to make great passes and take great shots.
What's going on, guys? It's Gendo here, and welcome to episode 34 of If I Had a Hammer, and trust me, it's gonna be okay, alright? I know it seems bad, we sold Andrei Zivkovic to Manchester City, but we gotta look forward for the rest of the season. We gotta start strong, we gotta build some good results, otherwise, as we saw last season, the board have issued a sacking order if I don't get 10 points in my first 5 matches. Taking a look at those matches over here on the right side of the screen, Manchester United is our very first match that we're going to be live commenting today, but then we have QPR, Chelsea away, Newcastle, and Sunderland. I think that outside of United and Chelsea, I can pick up those 9 points. It all is going to come down to, will we get a draw against Manchester United or Chelsea, or both? I'll take both. But yeah, we're really fighting for our lives at the very start of the season. And let's run down first all the transfers in and out. You already saw Andrei Zivkovic. I think we need to clarify his a little bit more. So we sold Andrei Zivkovic to Manchester City for a fee of £29 million, but that fee could rise up to 38.5 if he appears for Serbia 10 times, 10 more times than what he currently has. I feel that that's very reasonable since he's only 23 years old and a rising star. But at the end of the day, he was a piece of the puzzle. He was a vital cog in our team, and we're gonna be a little lost without him. But I feel that Vincent van den Dries can move up from that center mid role and play out on that right side wing, and he could fill in nicely. But only time will tell. I don't really have a backup plan. We had 5 more players go out, so I'm going to do them in order of descending value we got back. Next was Brandon Galloway. We sold him to Bayer Leverkusen for £11.5 million. To be quite honest with you, he didn't do that badly for us in the one season he was here. But at the same time, I want to turn around and pick up what I arguably can say was a better center back. So I feel that it was best to just move him on to a club. Fortunately, Bayer Leverkusen were there to pick him up, and we doubled our money. I believe we originally brought him in for just about £6 million. So doubling our money up on that's not a bad piece of business, and I'm pretty sure he can flourish next to John Ta and make a very potent center back partnership there at Leverkusen. Next on the chopping block was Benito Raman. I know, I originally brought him in last season as a stopgap in case Zivkovic left. Obviously he didn't, and Raman was not getting the playtime that he wanted. So at the same time, I figured, okay, it's probably best to just move him on, thinking that Zivkovic was staying at the club. Ultimately, he didn't, so Benito Raman was already gone before I even had a chance to negotiate anything with Zivkovic. So we sold Raman to Crystal Palace for £7.5 million, a little bit more than what we got for him, so we made a profit, but at the same time, you know, I wasn't using him anyway, so he would have been dead weight. Better just ship him off now. Another player that we shipped off due to lack of playtime, and in fact we loaned him to Manchester City because he wasn't getting playtime here, and then Manchester City proceeded not to play him, was Charlie Taylor. The 25-year-old left back obviously was playing behind Aaron Cresswell, and to be quite honest with you, Cresswell, very, very good. So he wasn't getting the play time. That's why I loaned him out in the first place, and ultimately came to the decision that he just wasn't going to play here. It would better to be ship him on And we sold him to Crystal Palace for £3 million. We're taking a big loss on this one because we originally brought him in for $7 million. But I feel that, you know, he's definitely going to get the play time there. Hopefully he doesn't come back to bite us when we face them. But at the same time, he just was not going to stay and do anything at the club. This one probably would have been a surprise if we weren't bringing in center mids already to replace him. Marwan Fellaini has been sold to West Bromwich Albion for £2.2 million. Admittedly, a lot less than what we brought him in, but he is an aging center mid. His speed is on the decline, even though he still has the great aerial ability since he's 6'4", 6'7" if you add the fro. Decent attacking ability, decent defense. He can play everywhere in the center of the park. So I feel that, you know, he's going to help them. He's going to help out West Brom, not just because of his physical presence, but also maybe his mental presence as well. Who knows? He could be a leader there, but at the same time, because of all the center mids I was bringing into the club, he just wasn't going to factor in. So it was better just to ship him off now. And finally, making 100% profit since he was brought up through our youth academy, Reece Burke has been sold to Derby County for £1.7 million. The 22-year-old center back obviously was highly touted as one of the best center back prospects coming out of West Ham, the other being Reece Oxford, obviously. But he didn't develop as fast as I wanted him to. Plus, with all the other center backs that I had brought in and still want to bring in, he just wasn't fitting that mold. He wasn't fitting that caliber of play. So it was better just to ship him off and let someone else deal with him. Derby County picked him up, and I believe Derby got relegated back to the championship. So I'd say he's definitely a championship caliber center back. So he'll probably fit in very well there. Now let's go through the 6 players that I had brought in to replace some of these players that I had shipped off. The first one being Victor Lindelof has been the most that we've paid for a player ever. £25 million for this 25-year-old Swedish center back. And just look at his stats. He popped out at me and I said, yes, I would like to take you for my squad. Come on in, son. 15 marking, 16 tackling, 16 positioning, and then just take a look at his speed and physicals. Natural fitness of 17. Yeah, pace may be a little bit of a downer with a 14, but acceleration 15, agility 15. He's got good balance, he's got good strength. He's not going to be a weakling when he's going into challenges. He can win those 50-50 battles, and he looks like to be the newest starting center back on my squad. So look to see him get a lot of starts and a lot of development in the near future. Coming in from Dynamo Kiev, it is Lukas Teodorczyk. Actually, it should be Łukasz because that should be an L with a slash. I don't know why they don't have those like Polish characters in the game. I know you have the Łukasz right there, and then like Jakub Błaszczykowski, so you got the lowercase Wu as well. I don't know why they don't just show it up. They have all the other characters. Why not the Polish ones? But that's beside the point. The 28-year-old Pole is coming in from Dynamo Kiev for £19 million, and just take a look at his stats. I saw him and was like, how did he go so long in Russia and not have anybody from France, from Spain, from England even taking a look at him? To be quite honest with you, I'm surprised that I picked him up myself. 16 finishing, 15 first touch. He's very good in the air with a 17 heading. He's only 6'1", so that means he's got a really good jumping reach. He's also pretty fast as well. 13 pace, 15 acceleration, kind of like how Victor was. He's deceptively fast. I'm pretty sure I want to try and use a 2-striker front now that I have him, and of course Polian Paulo. We'll see how that works, and we'll see how my striker situation lines up as the season goes around. But very good pickup, I honestly gotta say. Of course, the man that needs no introduction, we talked about him last season a little bit more in depth. Yuri Tielemans coming in from Anderlecht, £15 million. Honestly, probably the best center back that we currently have, probably right next to Julian Dessart, but it all comes down to we're going to be using Yuri up front and Julian Dessart at the back. Definitely great on pace, 15 there, 18 agility. He's got some great vision with a 17 there, so he can pick out some decent passing. He's got great technique with a 17 there. I feel that he is going to be the rock in the middle that helps move the ball from the back to the front and help create chances for our forwards. Chalk another one up for my head of youth development. He found this guy sitting in Standard Liège, the youth squad of Standard Liège, and he is very, very solid. He's 19 years old now. We signed him up originally when he was 18. Kyan Vandenbroek. He may be small at 5'7", but I see him being a very good advanced playmaker, a very good complement to the strikers sitting up front. He's got 15 pace, 16 acceleration. He's got some decent mentals on him, and his technical abilities almost can't be beat. They are elite class. 17 technique, 19 passing. He's got a 15 finishing for an attacking center mid. How could I not pass this up? How could I not? So that's why he's in the club for 11 million pounds, and hopefully he stays around for a very, very long time. And then finally, the reason why I gave up Charlie Taylor is to bring in this guy. Manchester United were selling Luke Shaw because he was not fitting into their side. So I snapped him up for 8.5 million pounds. To be quite honest with you, that was a steal because he is still a prime left back, broken leg aside. He still has his pace, 16 there, 16 acceleration. He's got great natural fitness. His defensive stats a little bit on the weak side in comparison to some of the other elite left backs. He's only got 15 marking, 14 tackling, decent positioning as well with 15. But other than that, he can give Aaron Cresswell a challenge for that starting left back spot because he's definitely got the pace. He's faster than Cresswell. It's the defensive stats that he is a little lacking on. So I'm going to try and look to rotate Cresswell and Luke Shaw to give them some equal amount of playing time. But like I said, I couldn't ask for a better backup and a cheap alternative at that. So now that we've gone through all the players coming in, let's take a look at what our starting lineup is going to be for our first match of the season, where hopefully we can get a result against Manchester United. We're going to have Jack Butland in net, Chambers, Lucas, Lindelhoff, and Cresswell along the back line, with our two center mids being Tielemans and Carol Linetti. Our three attacking mids will be Driussi, Van den Broek, and Van den Driesche. And then sitting up front, Joel Poyampalo. Definitely having the bench loaded right now with Luke Shaw sitting there, Theodorczyk, Payet, of course, Julian Desarts. I have a bunch of options that I can use. And honestly, I could pick them in and place them in at any point in time. So I'm really happy about this lineup, and I'm really happy about this situation, but can't mean a thing until we actually see the results on the pitch. So let's kick off and see what happens. Cross fingers, hopefully all goes well. Corner coming in, Driussi getting it out to Carol Linetti. Gets it into Van den Broek, taking a shot, but it goes well wide. Free kick, Kingsley Coman coming in for Manchester United, and Chris Smalling gets the goal that puts Manchester United in the lead 18 minutes on. It was a free kick in a bad area. It was a good angle, though, for Manchester United. And Bolo hitting it on. Smalling at the far post. He gets it in there with ease. Hirving Lozano coming in, taking a shot, but Butland with a nice save there, forcing the corner. Corner for us. Tielemans going all the way out to Van den Driesche. Takes a shot, but nobody's there to even deflect it. Out to Weidmer. Weidmer and Lozano doing 1-2s. Takes the shot, but once again saved by Butland. They're doing very well to get their passing off. Weidmer out wide, as his name would suggest. Lozano coming in, but it's blocked away. Manchester United still on the attack, still pressuring. Lozano coming through. Once again, Butland with the save. Halftime now looking good for us. We've been outplayed, outclassed, out-everythinged by this Manchester United side. We needed to do something to turn this around. Obviously, probably mark the wingers as well. Breel and Bolo a little bit more. Maybe Ross Barkley down the center mid because he's doing a lot of action. We just need to start marking everybody that's in their top half if we want to get anything out of this match. So I'll tell them they haven't been good enough, and then we'll get back into the match. Up to Driussi on the wing, but it goes through the center. Theodorczyk finds Van den Broek. He can take a shot. Van den Broek, on his debut, knots the match up at 1 apiece. 20 minutes to go. The 19-year-old, cool, calm, and collected. Can't ask for anything better than that. It was some great passing to lead up to that, too. Driussi to Theodorczyk. Into Van den Broek. De Gea not even making an attempt as he comes way off his line. And it's 1-1. Game on. 5 minutes to go. We have ourselves a corner. It's out to Van den Broek. Really not threatening, but Tielemans is out on the wing. Can't really put in a cross. Who's there? Luke Shaw gets into Lindelhoff, trying to play through the center now. Hoban was my final sub. Theodorczyk with his first shot of the day. Tielemans up to Chambers. He can put in a cross. Theodorczyk. Oh, man, that was the opportunity. And there it is, full time. Honestly, not a bad result given the circumstances and given the team that we faced. Manchester United won, West Ham won, and we got our first point of the season on the nice long road to 10-5. We didn't play that badly. I'm just going to say we were unlucky because we definitely played decent enough. Taking a look ahead at the schedule, of course, I already told you the first 5 matches of the league, but we also have our Capital One Cup draw in there as well, in between Chelsea and Newcastle. I feel that, though, we should properly come back against Sunderland because that would have been the 5th league match. And if, depending on the result of that match, could all hinge whether we still have our job or not. So, next episode, Sunderland, the all-important match. So until that time, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new and you want to see any new content on the channel. Any comments, suggestions, questions, anything else, please in the comment box below. But as always, this is Gendo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.